is looking perfect, but of course we want to know a little bit about the temperatures tomorrow. Game starts at 6 in Inglewood.
Yeah, so I think temperatures by that time should be about in the low 70s, getting close to the upper 60s. And outside the stadium, just like today, there will probably be a nice onshore breeze that everybody's going to notice.
All right. Well, we've also been having a lot of conversations about El Nino in our newsroom, and you want to sort of give us some education about it.
Yes, a little bit of a reintroduction to El Nino because it's been a few years. We've had 2 years of La Nina, and it's been a while since we've had our very strong El Nino of 2015-2016, and we are now officially back into El Nino territory. You can actually see, if you look here closely, all the red coloring that you're seeing, this is sea surface temperatures that are above normal for this time of year. Any of the blue colorings below normal. If you look close to the equator, you see this little tiny band here. That is the very beginning of El Nino. The Climate Prediction Center is actually saying that we might be looking at a very strong El Nino, but that doesn't necessarily translate into any specific impacts, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let me show you what this will end up looking like as we get more into the winter. This is 2015-2016, a great example. This is all that very warm water right around the equatorial Pacific. So El Nino is just essentially the warmer water in the equatorial Pacific region. This winter, as I mentioned, we're looking at a very strong El Nino, and El Nino can influence overall atmospheric patterns. But our rainfall in Southern California is very much tied to atmospheric rivers. And while El Nino does have a little bit of an influence on atmospheric rivers and their kind of overall flavor, it doesn't actually guarantee that we're going to get more of these, nor does it guarantee that we're going to have a wet winter. 2015-2016, the last very strong El Nino, was one of our driest years on record in Southern California. So we got a while to go until we get to winter. Let's talk about the next couple of days. For tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, we've got low clouds and fog and back into some of our inland valley spots, maybe a few patches in the IE as well. All this June gloom quickly clears out. We've got sunny skies for the rest of the day, but as we go through the afternoon, this is 1 p.m., you do see occasional little clouds here. We might get a buildup or two over some of our mountain spots. This is actually a little surge of moisture coming up out of the south. Can't necessarily rule out maybe a little rumble of thunder across the area mountains, but I think for the most part we stay pretty dry. Then as we go into early Saturday morning, the pattern repeats, but it does look like as we get into the weekend, it might be a little bit of a struggle to clear out some of our coastal areas, and we'll see some cooler temperatures as a result. So for tomorrow, another warm day, low to mid 90s across the IE, low 90s across the LA County Valley spots, low 80s around downtown LA, low 70s by the Ventura County coastline. But as we take a look across the next 7 days here in the 7-day forecast based on top coastline down below, you'll see we don't have a ton of change coming our way. A little bit cooler as we get into the weekend for the basin, but then we bounce back for next week. Essentially all these temperatures all the way through Thursday staying above average for this time of year. Same for inland spots. Valleys on top, IE forecast down below. Upper 80s to low 90s for the next couple of days. A little bit cooler for the weekend. Some early morning fog as well. And then as we get into next week, we start warming up again, at least for Monday and Tuesday before leveling out. So again, staying above average for this time of year. High desert on top, low desert forecast down below. 1 or 2 degree temperature change essentially all the way through next week. So very little change for our desert spots. And same for the mountains. We do have that slight chance of maybe getting a little shower for tomorrow afternoon. But the weekend looks sunnier and we're looking at temperatures in the 80s into next week.